Hi everyone, I hope you've all had a really good week. Today I have one very exciting shop with me to share with you all. I shopped till I dropped and I found some beautiful pieces I think you're going to really love. So I popped into H&M, Mango, Free People and Other Stories, and I went to a beautiful PR event for The Fold. Plus, I have one gorgeous collection of pre-loved designer handbags to share with you all from Fellows. So it's a jam-packed video full of spring outfits, general goings-on, and two really lovely days out in the sunshine in London. So let me start with And Other Stories, as it's been quite a while since I've popped into store. Actually, before I do show you what I found in store, let me first apologise for the state of my hair today. I tried out air drying it, and as you can see, it didn't really work. I've gone like a bit of a lioness today, but I'm going to roll with it. So let's just pretend it doesn't look quite so wild. Okay, so I've got my phone, which has got the pictures of everything I tried on. So let me start with item number one, which was one fab pair of jeans. Now these are apparently a new name for the favourite cut. You might remember I've actually got those in my wardrobe already in the light grey wash. So I spotted them in a light blue, which is very much my cup of tea in spring summer, so I had to try them on. Now although they say they are the same as the favourite cut, I think it was a very slightly different shape, a little bit slimmer perhaps than the favourite, but either way I did think the fit was really nice, sitting snug but not too tight around my waistband. Obviously you got the straight leg, and I liked how they were just a little bit longer on the hem, which I thought looked particularly nice with the heels that I had with me that day. Now next up in this shop with me to a floral dress that I actually have from last summer, but in the blue and white version. But I loved this dress so much that I was really pleased to see it come back out again in a variety of different prints. Now there are two very similar variations of this dress that you could choose from. Here I'm trying on the linen version, but there's also I think it's viscose version, which is the one that I got last summer. I then tried on this beautiful knitted cotton top. Now I think what drew me to this in the first instance was that colour, which I absolutely love, and I seem to be particularly wearing a lot this spring summer. But annoyingly, and I don't really know why, I decided to try it on in the large. And they did have my size in store. So I think the best scenario with this one would be to maybe size up once. That will just give you possibly an extra inch on the length, stop it feeling too crop top-ish, and then you've just got that lovely sweetheart neckline at the top. And of course, that lovely colour too. So as you'll have seen there in that footage with that pretty blue top, I'm styling it with a pair of And Other Stories white jeans. Well, actually, I say white jeans, they're more like an ecru, a soft beige tone, which seems like a nice alternative to the bright white options. They're high-waisted and a straight leg, and I would say they fit very much true to size. And as we know with And Other Stories, they always manage to keep their prices of their jeans pretty reasonable as well. So good to see they're offering on the style, and I think these are a really nice version. If you are in the market for a new spring jacket, I found this gorgeous little cropped one. Again, this was in a crew and it's done in that really nice peacoat shape. It definitely felt, I would say, a mid-weight, so perfect for this sort of transitional period as we move into that warmer weather. I really like those big lapels, had a little bit of a French vibe about it, and of course those big round buttons give it a really nice detail. I do love my tube dresses throughout spring, summer, well certainly as it gets warmer anyway. I bought a couple of great ones last year from COS actually, I think they do the style really well. And then I saw this knitted version in And Other Stories in this lovely shade of blue, so I had to try it on. Now it's obviously quite a tank top shape of dress, which I thought was really nice and quite fitting with the fashion trends this season. I would have liked it to have come a little bit higher underneath that armhole. It was just scooping a little bit too low there, which meant you could see the bra, so I think you might have a little bit of a faff about which bra to wear with it. But I really like the colour and the fact that it's kind of like a ribbed detail. There's a bit of texture there to the dress, so that kind of negated my criticism before. But what I really loved is when I tried that tube dress with one of their silk and cotton blend blazers over the top. Now, as you would imagine, because of that fabric composition, the price of this blazer was a little bit higher than some of the other items I tried on. This one's retailing at £165. But I would say the quality to price ratio is spot on. You're definitely getting your money's worth with that one. And for those who, like me, are still occasionally at least reaching for their spring jumpers, I tried on this lovely alpaca blend striped jumper. It feels very snuggly, but actually, despite the fact that it's alpaca and you would imagine that to be quite heavyweight or feeling very wintry, it didn't actually. It felt very lightweight, which I think would make it appropriate for spring. So a little recap before we move on to the other stores. I think my favorite in And Other Stories would be the jeans for one, and definitely the grey silk and cotton blazer. I think that was a beautiful, beautiful piece. So do let me know your favorites as well in the comments below. So another day and another quick trip down to London, and it was off to view the new Preloved handbag collection at Fellows. If you're not familiar with Fellows, they're a well-known auction house established way back when in 1876. And lucky for us, they're holding another designer handbag auction, which I might add are available at a fraction of their usual retail price. So I've just arrived at Fellows, and as you would imagine, I am in my element here. There are so many bags that I would very much like to have in my own wardrobe. I've narrowed it down to a top 5, and I'm going to share another favourite 5 with you all over on Instagram tomorrow actually, so make sure you catch that too. So my favourite handbags that I personally would choose from the auction this time would be one beautiful Louis Vuitton backpack that's going to go between £450 and £650. The Miu Miu Vitella bag that's going to go from between £100 and £150. Absolute bargain with that one. This beautiful pink Prada bag made from Saffiano leather. We've got the Yves Saint Laurent Sac jour handbag, and that one's expected to go for between £600 and £800. And these two come as a set. This is the Versace Medusa bracelet with a matching ring, and they're expected to go from between £40 and £60. So as I mentioned, everything in the auction is pre-loved, and the choice of designers to choose from is expansive to say the least. Now, whenever I think about investing in a new designer handbag, I always, without fail actually, have a look at the pre-loved options first. I don't know about you, but I actually prefer a handbag to look a little bit lived in. And of course, it is the most sustainable way to invest, so definitely a happy bonus. Fellows offer guaranteed authenticity on all items sold at their auctions. They also offer worldwide shipping on the majority of pieces, and everything available in this pre-loved designer sale is available to view right now. I've added a link in the description box below for you to take a look at the end of this video. The auction and bids will finish on Thursday, the 11th of May, so I'd highly recommend at the end of this video signing up now and taking a look at all those lovely pre-loved gems. So next up, I headed over to Mango for a little mooch about. Okay, I'll admit, this isn't my usual choice of colour, but this pink suit stood out for obvious reasons so much when I walked through the door that I decided to just step myself out of my comfort zone a little bit and give it a try. And actually, looking back at it now, I love this suit. I think it's really, really gorgeous. You will be pleased to hear that it's made from 100% linen, and really reasonable too. The blazer is retailing at just under £100 and the trousers were just under £60. So with the trousers, I'm wearing my usual size UK 10, but with the jacket, I actually sized up, more from a personal preference point of view actually. I think the UK 10 would have fit, but I do like my blazers to be a little bit oversized and go slightly slimmer on my bottom half with suits like this. Now, although I'm styling it here with pieces that I had on this particular day, I actually really like it just with a very simple tank top and those classic white trainers on my feet. It's giving a bit of a high-low approach, but I think it really works. So next up, I headed back to my usual love of quite neutral pastel tones, and I found a similar kind of suit, but in a lovely baby blue. So this is the blazer. Again, I'm trying this on in a medium. And actually, I really love that light blue against the dark green of my khakis. I think that color combination works really nicely. Taking it a step further, I then decided to try the trousers and a waistcoat that's available in the same linen and the same color. Those trousers actually are available in 2 different styles. You've either got a flat-fronted pair of trousers and the zip on the side, I think, if I remember rightly. But I personally prefer when a pair of trousers have got belt hooks, so I've got options with my styling. So I tried on this version of them. This next outfit idea is a prime example of when good clothes go quite wrong. I think this jumpsuit looks particularly awful on me, to be honest. I saw it in the store, loved the print, loved that frill detail down the neckline, kind of had big hopes for this one, tried it on and thought, actually, Jessica, you look awful in that. But with hindsight, actually, when I was looking on their website, I found a very similar version, which I think is even nicer. This one's got a halter neck, actually, and I think that's a little bit more flattering than the asymmetrical symmetrical frill. So I did think this one was perfect for maybe your holidays, definitely on a beach somewhere in your sandals and sunshine beating down on you. But if, like me, you have a very long body, I would consider sizing up to the medium at least. It is, of course, trench coat season, so I couldn't get out of their store without trying at least one of Mango's options. And I found this really flowy version in a lovely soft tone. That fabric was really, really soft. It had a beautiful drape to it. And of course, being in that tone was very hard for me to resist. It's been made from viscose and it retails at £80, so really affordable too for a lovely option on a trench coat. And then I tried on this crop jacket. Now you might remember in my spring haul that I did a month or two ago, I bought that really lovely cropped tweed style jacket from Mango. I should have just tried on the same jacket but maybe in a different color. But I swerved and I tried on this one and I didn't notice those really awful frills on the sleeves until I got into the changing room. How to ruin a perfectly nice piece. So if you're in the market for one of these tweed style jackets, I would probably advise going for the one that I went for before. It does exactly what we need it to. We don't need any frills. So we are off to Ibiza to celebrate our 18th wedding anniversary today, actually, as this video goes out. So when I popped into H&M and saw this caftan on the mannequin, I knew that it would be perfect for lounging about in the sunshine. H&M had some really lovely pieces, actually, and I noticed their sustainable fabrics that they've been using were even more prominent in store, which was great to see. I think they call this a maxi dress, but in all honesty, I would probably wear it mostly as a caftan around the pool, or just cinch it in at the waist with that faux leather belt that I also got from H&M. So then on a similar train of thought, I tried on this zebra print dress. Now this one had quite an interesting knot detail at the waistband. Not a print that I would usually go for, but another surprising one, a little bit like that neon pink suit. And also I think when you've got those quite bright or intense prints, if the shape of the item is fairly relaxed, it kind of brings it back down for me and makes it feel a little bit more casual, especially once you pair that with sandals and a straw bag, for instance. It almost brings that print back into the realm of being a little bit more subtle, which is definitely more my cup of tea. It would seem I was then on a bit of a dress roll and I found this emerald green satin dress. Really love the shape of that neckline and obviously that thin strap that holds it in place as a halter neck. Floor length again, and in comparison to the first dress, this one I probably would wear as a dress, whereas I'd wear that one more as a caftan. But what I did really like the fabric composition of was this next outfit idea, this gorgeous blazer and matching shorts. I really, really like this suit. In fact, I'm so annoyed with myself that I didn't buy this there and then, because I've gone to the website after the event and can I, for the life of me, find it? I cannot. Hopefully by the time this video goes out, I will have found it and I will add it in the description box below. There's something about short suits, oh, that's a tongue twister, that really appeals to me. It reminds me of that scene, does anybody else remember, in Pretty Woman, where she's wearing quite tailored shorts and a lovely blazer and she just looks so very chic. That for me is the perfect look for the office in summertime. Now onto what I think is a terrible outfit idea. Now tell me if I'm wrong, but if you're in the business of selling clothes, wouldn't you want your clothes to look absolutely beautiful when your customers spot them for the first time? Sadly, I don't think H&M think that across the board, because just take a look at this next outfit idea. Honestly, I look like I'm wearing a rag. All I wanted was a new lovely linen shirt for my wardrobe, and the trousers I thought looked like a really comfy, quite casual fit. However, because they are so incredibly creased, it's nigh on impossible to see what those pieces are about and if they would work in my wardrobe. All I can see is creases. So a bit of a shame on those pieces. I don't think I could recommend them. They were far too creased to see what was going on. So next up in this shop with me, it was off to a lovely PR event for one of my favourite work and occasion wear brands, The Fold. They were launching their new spring-summer collection, so I popped in for a coffee and gladly had a browse. Naturally, I wore one of my The Fold dresses to show some support, and though I was talking about this the other week and I was going to add a shirt over the top, I actually decided to add a blazer, which I think worked even nicer. I did add the Suzanne belt as well, just to give myself a little bit more definition. And as it happens, actually, it was so warm in London, I spent most of the time with the jacket off. I loved all the colours they had going on for spring, summer, and I especially loved that green and white skirt. Very Riviera chic, I thought. Beautiful quality throughout, as we know the fold do so incredibly well. So I think if you're looking for that special forever dress or that piece for the office that really speaks volumes without having to do anything, the fold would definitely be a go-to for that. So by this point I was running out of time a little bit, but I was literally passing Free People, so I had to pop in. A bit like And Other Stories, haven't been in there for ages and was very excited to see what's new in store for spring summer 2023. Obviously, as we know very well, they have that bohemian spirit running through their collections, and it's definitely the sort of brand that I warm to and wear a lot actually, particularly throughout spring summer. So when I saw this jumpsuit, I had definitely learnt my lesson from Mango and decided to try this one on in a large. Now I know what you're going to say, it's too big on me, but bear with me. I think if I added a belt with this one, really cinched it in at the waist, did a bit of an up and over with the top portion, I actually like it really big. Another one actually that I wish I'd bought there and then, but thankfully I have found it since. So keeping with the large size, I then tried on the denim dungarees. And in actual fact, looking back at this footage, I think I would have probably been better with the medium with this one. This one was just gaping a little bit around the hip section, probably not doing me any favors actually. Looks like I'm carrying stuff in my pockets there. But I do really like denim dungarees, and I think for spring summer, it's quite nice to go for a shorts option. And actually, if you're looking for denim dungarees just as a whole, either long or going for short, I probably would recommend Free People as the place to go. They've just got that style down to a T. So yes, that would be my go-to store when looking for jumpsuits of this kind of nature. And then last but not least, I tried on this super casual cord set. Now this one has been made from what I think is a knitted cotton. The trousers are obviously quite a harem shape, but they've got like a very gentle fold down at the hem. They were super comfy actually, and I thought particularly throughout summer when you're perhaps on your holidays, you've still got your bikini on, but you just want that extra layer to slip on perhaps around the pool, that is definitely the sort of thing I would reach for. The top portion reminded me of something I saw at Australian brand Posse, I think it was, but they had this really nice cap sleeved knit in a similar kind of tone. Now Posse was quite a bit more expensive compared to Free People, so I looked at this almost as a really great alternative to that one. In actual fact, I prefer both of these pieces styled separately, so I would probably wear the top with maybe some linen shorts or a linen skirt, and then I think the trousers looked even better just wearing them with a simple tank top. Personal preference really on those, but it's nice to see that not only do they look good together, but I think they look even better as separates with just some very simple items. And that is finally it. One very big try-on session in some of my favourite stores in London. I really hope you've enjoyed this shop with me and it's given you lots of outfit ideas and inspiration for how to style spring 2023 in style. It's always lots of fun to film these ones, so hopefully you found that helpful. Don't forget to click the link in the description box below and take a look at all those beautiful pre-loved handbags available at Fellows. And as always, thank you so much for all your support for both me and my channel and what I do here. Until next Sunday, everyone, have a wonderful week.